Hi everybody, my name is Mary Beth Seawald and I'm the president of the Nevada Broadcasters Association, and we are here today with Councilwoman Debra March. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me today.
We're so pleased to have you.
That's wonderful.
Tomorrow's a big day for you.
It sure is. Tomorrow is a primary election day in Henderson, and I'm looking forward to hearing what the polls have to say for us.
Yeah, you're running for mayor of City of Henderson.
Yes, that's correct. I'm excited to be able to serve our city as the mayor of the City of Henderson.
Yeah, definitely. You have quite a background of service, community service. Tell us a little bit about your background, and then I'd like to talk about what is your vision for the future for Henderson.
Wonderful. I'd be happy to. You know, I have served on the City Council now for approximately 7 years, and prior to that, I was a planning commissioner for 6 years. And in my previous life, I was director of the Lead Institute for Real Estate Studies in the College of Business at UNLV for 15 years, and was involved in a lot of community-related issues. We did a lot of roundtables that dealt with land use or community or transportation issues. And so when I was asked to serve on the Planning Commission, it became a natural nexus. And then, of course, when the opportunity became available to serve on City Council, I look forward to that, and now as mayor, as running for mayor, I look forward to being able to take my background, skills, and experience to the next level.
Yeah, definitely. As a candidate for mayor and potentially the mayor of the City of Henderson, what are some of the biggest opportunities you see and your vision for the future for the city?
You know, I think working on issues around economic development and diversification, bringing good, strong business and industry to our community to help to diversify and strengthen the economy. Certainly, as we went through a difficult financial time here in Southern Nevada, we learned that we needed a more diverse economy, and I think that my background lends itself to being able to recruit new business and industry to Southern Nevada and to the Henderson community specifically. In fact, we actually broke ground last week on a new company that's going to be bringing 150 jobs to Henderson. It's a bakery operation. There are going to be good paying jobs that will help to diversify and support our economy. Yeah, it's from Chicago, Toronto Bakery.
Wow.
We're very excited.
And how many jobs you said? 150?
They'll start with 60, but at build out they will be at 150 jobs.
Oh, excellent.
Good paying jobs.
We all need new companies coming into our area to support our economy because, as we know, tourism is huge for Southern Nevada, for the entire state of Nevada. But certainly we want to put our folks to work.
Yes, and you know, during the economic downturn, we learned firsthand that we can't just depend on one industry or two, like construction and gaming, that we need to be much more diverse. And that reminds me of what we had to do in the city of Henderson during the economic downturn. We went through some very difficult times, and when I joined the city council, I actually did line item budget reviews looking at the city's budgets, and we ended up cutting $120 million out of our operating budget to make sure that Henderson was whole coming through the difficult downturn. And now today we're actually AA+ bond rated as a city. So we worked really hard to make sure that not only do we support a great quality of life for our residents, but that we also are fiscally healthy and sound.
And you've played such an instrumental role in the success of the city of Henderson, so moving forward would be a natural progression for you.
Yes, I believe with my background and experience that I'm perfectly suited to lead Henderson through the next challenges that we have ahead of us.
And also, Councilwoman March, speaking of tourism and economic diversity and so forth, I know that you've been coined as the queen of transportation, and I use that term respectfully because you are so adept and so you have so much institutional knowledge that is a term of endearment because you're so knowledgeable about it. But moving forward, what would be some of your major platforms and goals that you would want to do regarding infrastructure and transportation?
You know, I think that there's things that we can be looking at not only in the city of Henderson but also regionally. And what we know in Henderson is that our residents lead regional lives, and that we know every day we have 78,000 people who leave Henderson to go to work somewhere else in the valley, and every day 45,000 people come into Henderson to work. So it's important that we look at the connections between the various regions and areas of Southern Nevada to make sure that we have better connectivity and better resources. And if we're looking at some bus service, bus rapid transit, things like that into Henderson, we certainly would be looking at that. But also looking at some of our roadways that during the economic downturn that maybe were ignored. We need to be be addressing what those concerns are in some of the older neighborhoods. We also need to look at West Henderson and how we're building roadway systems in the West Henderson area and improving the transit that's occurring on Eastern Avenue. And of course, you know, with I-11 under construction, there's going to be a lot of exciting things happening that are going to create connectivity between Arizona and Southern California and then going north through the Canamex Highway. Mm-hmm. So we're thrilled about the possibilities that transportation is going to bring to us.
Yeah, it's such a big part of our lives that we kind of take for granted, and Americans are so into driving ourselves, but certainly in other countries, mass transportation is a way of life, and it's certainly affordable and cost effective. So you're talking about utilizing light rail, etc., not just for the tourists, but for the residents as well.
Well, I think that there's 2 corridors that are being studied by Clark County currently, and by the legislature for that matter. They actually have a couple of pieces of legislation that are enabling legislation, and that's Maryland Parkway and Las Vegas Boulevard, that creating connectivity to allow that not only the tourist industry, especially with the new hockey stadium and then the new Raider Stadium, we're going to have to be looking at how we move millions of people. We know that we have 45 million visitors every year on the Strip. So how do we move those people more efficiently so we don't have bottlenecks of cars on Las Vegas Boulevard? And then of course you look at a street like Maryland Parkway that has the airport at one end, the university that has thousands of jobs and students coming through that campus. Then you have the hospital and the Boulevard Mall, and then downtown Las Vegas. Those 2 roadways are really important for how we move people more efficiently, planning not just for today, but for the next 20 years.
You know, you've mentioned other surrounding cities, neighboring cities, especially here in the South. Are there any projects that you're able to sort of collaborate with the other mayors or the other cities and get together and do some of these projects to maximize resources?
Well, I think that we will as they come along. You know, there's projects of regional significance. I know that with regards to the tax on the sales tax on for the stadium construction, that's something that we all had to work together with. Fuel revenue indexing was something that helped to bring resources to Southern Nevada, and all of the cities and the mayors got on board because we knew that we wouldn't have the road improvements or the quality of life that we need to have in Southern Nevada by addressing our road concerns had the public not approved that in the last election cycle.
What are some of the largest issues that the residents of Henderson have as concerns? You've told me that you do a lot of outreach and you're a very great listener to your constituents. What are some of their biggest concerns? Or I'm sure you're already touching on a lot of those with transportation, the economy, and so forth. Is there anything else that they're very concerned about that you plan to address as mayor?
One of the things that I did that probably differs from others, I actually did 50 town halls from the time that I announced my that I was running for office to today, and I've gone out into the community and heard from citizens what their concerns are, and in some cases there was misinformation being communicated. There were issues around taxes, and no, I'm not increasing property taxes. There were issues around land use or urban centers. In Henderson, we have talked about having urban centers much like the district or downtown Summerlin, and some people thought it was a different type of housing, that it was high density housing, but it's more of an urban center where there's a lifestyle choice that includes dining and shopping and recreational amenities and some housing as well. So those were some of the issues. Traffic on Eastern Avenue, different issues about the city's finances. Are we whole? Absolutely. Henderson is a AA+ bond rated city, and we're very proud of that. It's actually the strongest bond rating of any municipality in the state of Nevada, and we're very proud of that.
And a lot of that was due to some work that you were involved in all along the way to make that happen, so congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud of our city. I think it's an incredible place to live, work, and play, and we have a great quality of life. And you know, I think the real reflection of that is when you look at property values, and property values in Henderson have remained strong, and I think that tells you that we invest in good community, and that comes through good planning and good land use decisions and decisions that affect quality of life for all of our residents.
And you know, I think with your vast and varied background, I think that makes you part of what makes you so uniquely qualified. But what are some other things that voters should know about you as they go out to the polls to vote as to why you should be the next mayor of Henderson.
Well, I love this community, and I'm very committed to community, and my commitment not only goes across the city of Henderson commitment, but I have actually 24 organizations that have endorsed me, including the Las Vegas Metro Chamber and the Henderson Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Latin American Chamber of Commerce. I've also got support from labor unions, because my door is open and I'm willing to communicate and willing to look for solutions to solve problems in our community. And I'm a mother of a young, 31-year-old son, so I guess he's not so young, but he was an Army Ranger who did 2 tours in Iraq and 2 in Afghanistan, and was awarded a Silver Star. And believe me, I'm very committed to our veterans community, and I'm a volunteer at many levels. Henderson Community Foundation. I'm on the board of the Veterans Village, and there's many organizations across Southern Nevada that I'm involved in and committed to, and I think it's important to give back. That let's be the change that we want to see in the world, and let's get involved. And you know, I'm reminded of John Kennedy's quote. You know, ask not what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country. And I think it's important for all of us to give back and make the world a better place, and make our communities a better place to live, work, and play.
Well, Councilwoman March, you certainly are a great example of what you can do for your country and your community. And on that note, thank you to your son and to you for his and your service, because we all know that family members play such a huge role in a person's ability to serve their country. So thank you very much for all of that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we want to remind all of our viewers to definitely get out and vote. Tomorrow's the big election day. Councilwoman Debra March, thank you so much. Good luck in the election tomorrow. We appreciate you visiting today. I'm Mary Beth Seawald at the Nevada Broadcasters Association. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.